Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk.
Whoa! Stephen J. Partner goes,
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The car turned into a pumpkin again. So what else you gonna do?
This team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to party. Play it out, Wells, while you're talking this game. What's going on? I want to thank y'all for joining us on another episode of Real Tough Talk. We're going to be going over a lot of things like, is Blackout the best team in the B division? Who got the top catch of the week? And what C2 teams you need to really look out for coming into the playoffs? It's a lot of some of the topics we're going to talk about. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with my partner Ghost, and we're here to give you the C division in BQFL.
I mean, my thing is, it seems like the way we're covering the games, we're hopping between division to division. We're trying to cover a little bit of everything, but you're always going to have some people that's not going to be happy, because every time we miss one division, they always going to say, yo, we had the game of the year over here. They always say that, and we got it from a couple of guys this week. We heard it last week, so we're going to hear it throughout the season. It's something we just got to deal with, but fortunately for us, that just shows that there's a lot of football to be covered, and we're just glad to be here to cover as much as we can.
Yeah, we're going to try to cover everything we can, and I mean, it's the first time that Darren brung Real Tough Talk into BQFL in the fall season.
Yes.
We've done this summer, we've done stuff like that, but this is the main meat and potatoes of the season. So it was a good opportunity. We're going to see how it goes, and hopefully we can get a future contract with the league. But anyway, we're going to jump into the first game that we really want to talk about, and that's in the C division. We're talking about the Chiefs versus East New York. Now, the Chiefs are coming in 0-2, as East New York is coming in 1-1. Now, this is a big challenge for Chiefs as they try to get on the win in the win column. And a lot of people stating that, maybe it's Beaver struggling, but I don't think that is. I mean, the first game of the season, Beaver didn't score. He lost to YG 6-zip. But the second game, they lost 20-19. So the kid is putting up points. He may not have the most exciting style, which I think is why he gets kind of criticized. But I think, he's able to put up points when he needs to, that's the whole point of being successful.
But then you got to get to the real issue with their team, and that, in my opinion, is defense. Now, I don't know what happened with that first game, the 6-0 loss for them, but everything else that I've seen, including the game that we're going to see today, getting into the game, but their defense kind of falters every now and then, and it kind of leads to a lot of the outcomes at the end of the game. So I think that's what they need to really focus on. Hopefully in this game, they address that and they improve on that, and they come away with a win.
And East New York is a well-known team in the C division. They have a very good quarterback in Prime, a guy who's going to talk his talk. But this team have athletes, especially a lot of the guys that play with the Little Rascals on this squad, which means they have a lot of speed. And they're just a team that's usually in the middle of the pack. And as I look at their record, like I said, they're coming in 1-1. But, definitely they're coming in off of they lost to the Raiders last week, 25-19. But in the first week they won. They beat Suicide Squad 12-0. So this team is definitely one of the top running teams in the league.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why, their offense in a lot of ways is kind of hard to necessarily predict, because they're one of the rare teams that are able to get the ball on the ground running and able to get some yardage. So it's hard to play defense when you're not used to guarding the run, and they're able to do it so well. So that's what makes them even stronger.
All right, strap your boots up. It's going to be a very interesting and scoring game.
Strap your boots up?
Yeah, your boots.
Okay. It's the fall season, but we're still kind of in the summerish part of the year, so it's still hot out there. I don't see nobody wearing any boots on the field.
You trying to tell me you ain't see somebody outside in boots or any woman in Uggs, anything like that?
What woman is playing in this game right now?
No.
Why you even bring that
we
up?
Don't know
I'm talking about on the field. When I'm not talking about general fashion wear, we're talking about on the field. I don't see nobody wearing boots.
Okay, touche. Let me rephrase that.
Yes.
strap your boots up and get ready to watch this game. All right, we're going to jump right into it. After getting the first down, Beaver on 5 rush runs in the gap for a decent game. Second down, Beaver throws to JoJo, cutting in the gap for a nice gain, getting him to the 5-yard line. Like I said, Beaver moves the ball. He may not be the most exciting quarterback in his division, but he moves the ball anytime he needs to. Third and goal, Beaver finds Dave in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Malik leads him to guard a receiver in the back. Dave and Beaver finds him, 6-0 Chiefs.
And right there's a mistake on Football 101 when it comes to defense, especially in the red zone.
Yep.
You do not give up the front at all. You do not give up the front of the end zone to guard the back. All you're doing is you're giving them a free spot for them to score. Because Malik moved from that spot to guard the receiver in the back, that was an easy touchdown there. That's a mistake you can't afford to make there.
On the kickoff, Speedy with 2 nice blocks and runs all the way to the third down. This guy, Speedy, I mean, we just seen this guy over the summer have a concussion. And this guy's back playing this game, and he only knows how to play this game one way. And he has 2 nice blocks on this run. Great play by him. First down, Prime throws a Kyle in the gap for a decent gain. Third down on 5 rush, Prime is sacked by Kane. If you look at Prime had a blocker, but walks right into the sack. That sack is on Prime.
You have to communicate with your blocker to let him know where you're going, which way you're going to run. But because he steps up, I don't know if it was to make a throw or try to run, but he runs right into Kane, not giving the blocker a chance to do his job. And because of that, that leads to a sack there.
Fourth down at the 10-yard line, Prime on 5 rush finds Pop in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Malik gets the extra point, 7-6. If you look here, Christian is stuck between 2 receivers in the front of the end zone. And Prime loves Pop, especially in the red zone. And I'm going to tell you one thing about this guy, Pop. You know, you got West, a guy in his 50s playing, you know what I mean, for Cover Mob. Still plays great. Now, I wouldn't say Pop is on West's level, but he's still dominating in this C2 division at his age. So he's still dominating in the C division. I'm sorry. But he's dominating in C2 also.
Well, yeah.
The guy finds the red zone all the time. When he's there, Prime finds him, and this guy's still able to make plays at his age, and that's all that matters.
This is where Pop is at his best.
Yeah, I agree.
Right at the 5-yard line in the red zone, getting some points for his team.
After 2 short passes, Beaver during a free play throws a tie in the gap, who dodges the tag, runs across the field for a nice game, picking up the first down. Offsides on the defense's decline, and Beaver taking his shot. Great play by him to find Top. Beaver on 5 rush, shakes John at Giver and runs to the sideline for a nice game. And this is what this kid can do. He's elusive. He's able to run and make some plays off. He don't have the speed as other fast quarterbacks, but at the end of the day, he finds a way to make yards. Great run by him there. Third and goal, Beaver's gonna roll left on 5 rush. Throw to Dave in the front for the touchdown. Malik hits him right as he catches it. Was it a touchdown? What do you think?
Well, Malik's argument here is that he is stepping on the line. So because he's on the line and he prevented the receiver from getting behind him, that shows that he was not in the end zone. But Malik's one mistake is he's misinterpreting. He's confusing one line for the other.
Right.
If you see that there's a double line near the end zone, right here, but it's the front line that they measure for the touchdown, not the back. Malik is at the back. The receiver gets to the front line, so he's already crossing the plane. That's a touchdown according to the refs. He makes it in front of that line. He breaks the plane for the touchdown. And regardless of what you say, right now this Eastern New York team cannot stop David, and because of that, Beaver's gonna keep going to him until they find a way to stop him. But for the Chiefs, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They gonna keep going to him.
Eastern New York gets the ball at the 40-yard line, 4 and out. First down, Prime throws to Troy in the gap. He's gonna get past the defender, run in the gap all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. 13-13, taking it to the 2-minute warning. And the question is, was he tapped?
See, as he's going for the play, he gets one hand, and if you look, the other hand whiffs right on his back.
Right.
Now, there's an argument that could be made that, he got the fingertips, but we always tell you, if it's only barely on the fingertips, chances are you're not going to get that call. So you got to clearly get the tag in order for them to honor that tag. And because it wasn't clear cut, that's why it wasn't called the tag. If you look here, it looks like he whiffs him right there, and because of that, the play was not dead, and the receiver's able to keep going for the end zone. 13-13,
taking us to the 2-minute warning. Second down, Beaver during a free play throws to Kane, cutting on the sideline. Kane with a nice catch gets out of bounds at the 30-yard line for the first down, offsides decline. And once again, they're blitzing Beaver. Beaver's taking shots, and he's making them pay another big play by him there.
And this is to tell you that blitz to force the first down is not working. It's hurting you more than it is helping you because you're giving up more yardage. So because of that, why don't you just play defense and try to stop them like most defenses would do, in any football game? They don't do that, and they're giving up big plays as a result.
Second down, Beaver on 5 rush scrambles and throws it David in the gap for a decent gain. You look here, John hesitating at giving him more time. Third down, Beaver on 5 rush is sacked by John for a big loss. And this time, John doesn't hesitate. He goes after him. Huge sack. Beaver held the ball a little too long. Big sack right there.
And this is John stepping up because you hear Prime on that last play because he hesitates, yelling at him, telling him to rush the quarterback. And that's exactly what John does in this one.
Fourth down, Beaver on 5 rush throws the time in front of the end zone. High, incomplete. If you look here, John once again fights through the blockers to put pressure on Beaver. Turnover on downs. That's East New York's first stop. And like you said, Prime woke this guy up. He got a big sack that pushed him out of the red zone area. And then he got another pressure play against 2 guys. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he put that white flag, that right thing, and then El Toro, and you have the bull going all crazy, or whatever sound he made. Yeah. But this kid turned it up and put pressure, causing his turn.
And the thing is, I gotta emphasize this, because just, showing it straight away, it doesn't do it justice. If you look, you see John getting blocked by 2 guys. But as you see him push one guy out the way like he's nothing.
Word.
And then rushes Beaver. Beaver's forced to make a throw quicker than he should, and then when he wants to. That's John. Like I said, that switch was flipped, and because of that, Beaver has to watch out because John is coming.
Don't forget the bulls. Like,
yeah. You make that sound. I don't know if I can
look that up and see if that's the real sound that a bull makes.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't think so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
You get the idea. After getting the first down, Prime with 2 short passes on the sideline gets him to the 10-yard line. 1 second left in the half. Defense is playing a prevent defense, giving Prime opportunity to complete the pass.
And I don't understand this. First of all, time is running out. So rather than, play the prevent all guarding the deep route or whatever, what you do is you press up and try to keep them from getting out of bounds.
Right.
Make them run the clock. Make them use their timeouts. Force them to throw downfield.
Right.
Something that you would rather, you have a better chance of stopping. But you're giving up this much of the field, Prime is just going to take it.
Last play at the half, Prime throws the cow open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. But look here, Cal makes a catch and just keeps his feet in bounds. Malik gets an extra point, 20-13, taking it into the half. East New York scores again.
And the crazy thing about this play right here is that East New York gets the ball in the second half. So this play right here, this drive right here is what they needed to stop. This is the issue that I kind of alluded to earlier before we started the game. Everybody was looking at Beaver about, him struggling or whatever. I don't think it's Beaver. I think it's their defense. If you look here, this is something you shouldn't be doing at a point of the half like this. And if you look, the defenders, they're playing back, and then while playing back, they're dropping back more.
Well, look at the space that they're giving them here. And then now look what happens on the hike.
Yes.
Exactly what Ghost is saying.
So my thing is, why are you backing up? If you're going to play back there, then have the receivers come to you so that you can step up.
Right.
Trick the quarterback into thinking they're open, and you can cheat, step up, and cut that play off. But because you're dropping back with them, you're giving them just as much space as they're taking, and they're going to take it all day, and that's exactly what happened.
That's going to take us in the half, 20-13. If I mean New York, we're better.
Well, yeah, and because I already spoke enough about the Chiefs. They need to fix their defensive, play. Just remind me the score real quick.
20-13.
20-13. So Beaver right now is doing his job, not counting that last stop. But right now the defense has to step up because it seems like they are not able to hold this East New York offense. They got to fix it in the second half. Otherwise, East New York has opportunity to run away with this game. Now you could talk about East New York side.
As far as East New York, right now the score is 20-13. East New York is 1-1. The problems have not been scoring. I mean, every week they've gotten better. First week they lost. They won the Suicide Squad 12-0. Then the following week they lost to the Raiders, but they scored 19, 25-19. So Prime scores. They put points up. This game, Prime has scored every time he got the ball. Clearly, we're better than this team. We're better than the Chiefs. I mean, we just got to get better defensively. We gave up 25 points to the Raiders our second game. We shut out Suicide Squad. You know, 2 different quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, we're better than this team. We're one of the top C teams in this division. We have to show it, and we had the first half. Our defense has to step up. If we can make a stop, one more stop, and get at least another score lead, we can put this team away because this team cannot mess with us. We have too much firepower. We're going to jump into the second half. First down, Prime throws a fat boy in the gap for a decent game. Third down, Prime throws to Benji in the gap, getting him to the 5-yard line. Defense, once again, dropping back, playing a prevent zone like they're worrying about Prime throwing bombs, and he's just chopping them up. It's going to take us a 4th and goal. Prime finds Malik in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Prime with a nice throw past 2 defenders, 26-13. East New York.
And this was all because of what they were doing in the first half. They're backing up as they play downfield. So because of that, again, I'm not against them playing downfield, but don't drop back after the hike is called. Stay right there in your position. Have the receivers come to you. You have a better opportunity to cut off passes. But because they're dropping back, the receiver's able to cut into those open gaps that they leave, and that's why eventually Malik is able to get into the end zone. Great throw by Prime. It seems like he is comfortable in the pocket, making those accurate throws and putting up the points like it's easy out there.
Remember, it's 26-13, East New York. After getting the first down, Beaver throws to Calvin, cutting in the gap for a nice game. After a short pass on 4th and goal at the 10, Beaver rolls left on 5 rush, throws to the corner end zone, incomplete, turnover on downs. If you look here, John gets through Calvin's block and puts pressure on Beaver again, turnover on downs.
And right now, like I said in the first half, like you said, that bull, his horns is sharp. And I'm not adding the bull sound effects. I'm not saving you there. We keeping your sound effect. There you go. But like a bull, seeing red on the field, even though they're colorblind, you know, fun fact for y'all guys out there. But he is going after Bieber. There's no guy that they're able to put in front of this man, and he's able to get through whoever and put pressure on Bieber. He's doing his job, and he's forcing turnovers out there.
I didn't know Bulls was colorblind.
Yeah, they are colorblind.
So that
whole red thing is not a true thing at all.
I'm gonna sue Looney Tunes because they always show that. Get my lawyer on the phone. East New York gets the ball and they're gonna punt them, so they get stopped their first drive of the game. Big stop right there by the Chiefs, finally stopping them. First time in this game in the second half they stopped him. After getting the first down, Beaver throws a Kane in the gap, who cuts inside for a nice gain. I like Kane on both sides of the ball. One thing this guy's gonna give you is energy and effort. You can never question this man's effort on both sides of the ball. Great play there. Second down, Beaver throws to Dave in the gap, getting him to the 2-yard line. Pass just by the defender on the into, just missed the into. Great throw by Beaver. He may not have a lot of arm strength, but he can be deadly accurate. Great throw there. Third and goal, Beaver finds Christian in the corner end zone for the touchdown. 26-19, they jump right back. And East New York left the door open. And Beaver ran right through it, scoring to Christian here, 26-19.
And one thing about their defense is they have no answer for David throughout this whole game.
Correct.
He didn't score in the second half, but he's still getting those passes to help them get into the end zone. This man already has 2 touchdowns in the first half, and he's not slowing down. They need to contain this man because he's able to cut through their defenses right now.
After getting the first down, Prime on second, throws deep to Troy open on the sideline, caught in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Troy's gonna beat the defender on the chair route. Todd safety steps up, he's guarding nobody here. 32-19, East New York.
And that is just one phrase, I'm gonna say it, lack of communication.
I agree.
Because if Ty talks with the defender on the sideline here, he's beat, but Ty can pick him up. Ty doesn't do that. So because they're not communicating, they're not able to switch up on who's picking up Troy. And because of that, Troy run into the end zone before Ty can react. and for that's a big touchdown there.
Second down, after getting the first, Beaver throws a Christian in the middle for a decent gain. 4th and goal, Beaver finds Kane in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Jay gets the extra point. 32-26, they're creeping back in. They're down a score.
And this is them, like, given multiple chances. They're trying their best to fight and stay alive in this game. Now, I think that last touchdown they gave up kind of hurt them, but they're still fighting. They're still putting up points. And again, you cannot blame Beaver for not putting up points, because that's exactly what he was able to do. Their defense has to make a stop.
And you must be right, because after a few short passes, Prime runs for a short game, picking up the first. Ending the game, Eastern York with the win, 32-26.
And I'm going to say this. For a lot of teams in the BQFL, one thing that they do that kind of hurts their chances to stop a defense is they go for that onside throw.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it all through the game. But at certain points, you want to wear down the opposing offense by throwing all the way down the field, forcing them to drive. They don't do that. And because of that, they get right there, half field. All they have to do is make a few plays in the end zone. That was my short tangent for general decision-making on the kick return or whatever. With that being said, when it comes to the Chiefs, Beaver, he got stopped a few times because
Twice.
he got stopped twice.
Yeah.
Because both of those times, they could not stop John from rushing in on the key plays.
Yeah.
Other than that, Beaver did his job.
He scored 4 times.
I cannot
On
talk
6 possessions.
nothing negative about Beaver playing this game. Their defense is the reason why they lost this game. And one of the main reasons that I emphasized throughout the whole game, they're giving the receivers too much space.
I agree.
If you look here, they're playing 20 yards back, and they're still dropping back an extra 5-10 yards.
I agree.
So that's 30 yards that receivers can get easily. And Prime is not a quarterback that's not going to kill you downfield. You know that. He knows that. That's why they run the ball so much. So with that understanding, they're giving him too much time and too much space on the field. And I think that was one of the main reasons why they were making mistakes on defense, and Prime was able to chop through this team like a hot knife through butter. That's why they were able to score 32 points, and that's why the Chiefs end up losing this game.
How do you get the knife hot?
Well, what?
I've never cut.
Like, I'm trying to think about why you would have
knife.
that question. You heat up the knife.
I've never heat up a knife to cut butter.
You're not a cook. That's why. I'm not a cook, but I know the phrase. That's all I'm saying. You should understand that. That's one of the oldest phrases ever.
East New York humiliated this Chiefs defense, led by Prime. They had the ball 7 times. They scored 5. The last one we're not going to count against them because they ended the game with the first down.
Yes.
So let's say they had the ball 6 times and scored 5. The one time they got stopped is like you said, it's like Prime took the foot off the pedal.
Yes.
Because he was having fun, which I think is some kind of concern.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this team scored every time they got the ball. And they needed their defense to make a few stops. And they did that when they stopped them right before the half and when they stopped them coming out of the half. That was the game right there.
But I don't know if you're ending your critique or your, your opinions of East New York, but I just got to jump in and say this. Good win for them, but they can't be satisfied with this outcome right here.
Well,
Reason why I say that is because they gave up way too much points in this game. They gave up 26 points.
Right. And, and that 26 points, your argument is the most points that the Chiefs scored all season.
Yes.
They scored none versus YGs, and they scored 19 versus Suicide Squad.
So the stats say it right there.
Yeah.
You're giving up too much points. And for a team that can lock down or shut down your offense, you're going to have problems in that game. So there's going to be certain games.
You got with teams like Brotherhood that can lock up, Raiders that can lock up. Yes, I agree.
So my thing is, again, They played good this game. They did what they had to do. But you can't be satisfied with this performance. They got to stop more. They got to make more stops on defense in order for them to go ahead feeling comfortable in the game.
Well, listen, East New York, at the end of the day, they have gotten better every week. Offensively, they went from 0 to 19 to 32 points, and that is a problem.
Yes.
Now, right now, they're 2-1. You know what I mean? You'll take that.
Yeah.
They beat a Suicide Squad. You know, that's 1-1.
Yeah.
You know, and now they just beat a Chiefs team that's 0-3. So
Yes.
I mean, they lost to a Raiders team that's 1-0 right now.
And like
so they
I
haven't
said,
played. They
I'm
haven't
not-
really played any great teams
so
yet.
I'm
but,
not trying to kill them.
right. But at the end of the day, they scored. They showed the ability to score,
Yes.
and they didn't depend as much on the run
Yes.
to score.
And that was another thing.
Now the Chiefs helped them by playing a prevent defense and then dropping back another 10 yards. So that makes no sense. But at the end of the day, this East New York showed that they could put up points. And when you have teams in this division that can score, you got to be able to score, and they can score.
Yes.
You got to give them that.
Yes.
And it's amazing that their C2 team is the Little Rascals, who can also score.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, this whole organization can score points. Now, they may give up points.
Yeah.
And they got to slow that down. But at the end of the day, they do what they do, which is score points. We're going to wrap this one up. East New York coming up with the win over Chiefs, 32-26. Now, the main thing I want to talk about real quick before we wrap this up, Chiefs 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
They're 0-3 in a tough division. They got to get it together defensively, or they're going to get in and out in the playoffs. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll be right back. Real Tough Talk. There we go. That's how easy.
Yes! Beast mode out this motherfucker. Let's go! Fuck out of here, baby!
Next game up, Suicide Squad versus the Raiders. Now, the Raiders are definitely a team to talk about. They're coming in at 1-0, as Suicide Squad is coming in 1-1. Now, the problem with Suicide Squad, that everybody talks about, is Hecko. They said Hecko has, the ability to win a game or lose a game. The team has blamed him for several losses that he's cost them. So he's another criticized quarterback. I think he's decent. I think he hurts himself with his play. And on the other side, Raiders have to be a top team in this division. They have a lot of weapons, but we've seen the departure of JJ.
Yeah.
And now their new quarterback, as they're trying to establish going forward, is Chris.
Yes.
Formerly of the Wildcats, also threw for the Generals. So who you think has a bigger road to cross? Chris of the Raiders or Hecko of Suicide Squad?
I think Chris of Suicide Squad has a bigger road to cover. I mean, of Raiders has a big road to cover because, JJ has been one of their main guys, quarterbacking for the team for a while now. And he has to fill those shoes. He has to take over and be the man on this team. The reason why I wouldn't say it's Hecko, because Hecko's been Hecko for this Suicide Squad team since forever. He's always been Hecko. He always had the same problems. Not much has changed over a period of time with Hecko's game.
Right.
Hate it or love it. That's Hecko. Chris now has a lot to prove and has shoes that he has to fill. So there's expectations that's there. With Hecko, you already know what you're getting. He's been there already. Chris is filling in for somebody else, taking over as the season moves along. So he has more to prove right now.
All right, we're going to jump into the game. Unfortunately, we were doing the first game on the other field.
Yes.
So we was not able to see the Raiders' first possession. But
Yes.
we got to see it when we was coming. They had just finished their first possession, and they actually scored a touchdown their first possession with a pass to Simon.
Yes.
When we saw on the other field was they were able to drive the ball. Several plays, Chris chopped up this Suicide Squad defense and was able to score a touchdown on his first possession.
Yep.
So that's what we'll talk about right there. We'll jump into the game. You're going to have the Raiders scoring on their first possession, and now you're going to have Suicide Squad getting the ball. Hecko throws a Hav in the gap for a decent game. Then on second down, Hecko throws to Rico in the gap, getting him to the 7-yard line. 4th and goal, Hecko finds Rico on the front end zone for the touchdown. Boy gets the extra point. Yeah, 7-6 Suicide Squad. If you look here, Rico cuts in the back of the end zone to the front before the defense could react. Rico's a top player in this division. He needs to be more of a leader and not so much as a tough guy. We love all the toughness, but your job is to lead. I seen Rico go from a headache to we saw him change up and start becoming a leader, and now people saying he's leaning back to that headache. But one thing this dude could do, he can make plays, makes a play here.
And one thing about him is when he gets that switch on, he can be a hard player to stop. He's one person that's very athletic, very fast. He plays both ways,
Yep.
so he can damage you on any part of the field. And especially on offense, when he's getting plays in gaps, and he's able to make extend certain plays with his feet, running downfield. That's a player that when he gets on, he can kill you throughout the game if you don't watch it.
Raiders get the ball back. First down. Chris throws deep to Spud. Open in the end zone. Drop incomplete. That is a huge drop. But what I like that is Chris got it there. A lot of people question Chris' arm strength because if you look, his delivery is a little different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he gets the ball down there. That is a huge drop. Second down. Chris throws to Bernard on the sideline for a decent gain. 4th and goal. Chris finds Mike in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Mike cuts behind Rico to get open. Day gets the extra point. 13-7, Raiders score right back.
And the thing about this drive, we've mentioned about Chris filling in for JJ and taking over for this team. But if you look here, he throws his pass, dropped by Spud, but he got the ball there right in his hand.
Right.
He did his job. But it didn't rattle him.
That's the
he
key.
drives down the field and is able to chop the field up eventually to get Mike the touchdown pass. So this man not only can go downfield, but he can chop the ball up. That is a good look in this one drive already for this Raiders team.
And
he's looking promising.
And I don't know how you can chop the ball up, which is what you just said.
Yeah.
Chop the ball up?
Chop, you get the phrase. Stop playing
Don't worry,
around like
when
you've
we have the
never heard that
bloopers reel,
before.
you'll see all this stuff.
You've never heard chop the ball up before.
Right now, remember, the score is 13-7. Yeah, after getting 2 short passes, Heckle throws a G, opening the gap for a nice game, getting him to the 10-yard line, first down. G is a good offensive player. He's a good blocker, but sometimes he can surprise you by making some plays offensively. Great play there, and Heckle finds him there. Third down, Heckle throws a Rich, cutting in the back of the end zone, off target, incomplete. 4th and goal, Heckle throws a G in the gap, but gets sacked just short of the end zone. Turnover on downs. Big stop by Suicide Squad.
And I think that throw that he missed to Rich was their touchdown pass there. He missed that one completely.
I'm sorry, big stop by Raiders.
Yes. So that pass right there that he threw to Rich on 3rd down, that was their touchdown
Yeah.
pass. He missed that opportunity. He threw it away, and because of that, he made it hard for himself for 4th down. They tried to get it, but it wasn't enough. But you got to take the opportunities that the defense gives you. He doesn't do that. He's inaccurate with that third down pass, and at least a stop.
Raiders can't score before the half, takes us into the halftime, 13-7 Raiders.
And right now, the Raiders only scored 1 touchdown in this game. I mean, no.
2.
The Raiders scored 2 touchdowns. First one to Simon. Second one, he gets to Mike. He's looking very promising in this game so far. If I am Coach Bills for this Raiders team, I'm a little satisfied. But their defense has to step up and hold. They held them to 7 points in the first half. I think that the way that the pace of this game is going, this is what you want to see. They're able to, Chris is able to look confident in the pocket, able to throw passes both downfield and chopping the field up. I like the way that they're looking. If they're able to keep this rhythm and this momentum, they have an opportunity to walk away with a win.
If I'm Suicide Squad, I'm not scared of Chris. He's not JJ. That's the difference. He's not JJ. Doesn't have the arm strength. Isn't as athletic. We got to stop giving him plays. We got to make him make a play. That is the key. Make him be a quarterback. Now, Raiders won their first game of the season, beating East New York 25-19. Can we stop making this quarterback look like he's a Peyton Manning? Because he's not. We got to stop giving him opportunities, like I said. And on the other side, Heckle cannot make mistakes. He has to score. Okay, he's not an elite quarterback, but he has experience, and he's a decent quarterback. He has the weapons, has to make the plays, so we can show that we're a formidable team in this season. We're going to jump into the second half. Third down after 2 short passes. Heckel throws a hive in the gap, high, incomplete. Fourth down at the 48. Heckel throws a light on the sideline, drop, turnover on downs, and I don't know if that was a bullet. I don't know if he had butter on him. I don't know if he needs a reset for his hands. I don't know if he needs hand transplant, but Light has to make this catch. I've seen Light make this catch, and when you got a guy who's not really a top scorer, we have to take opportunities when we get it and not help him build. Heckel's confidence is not going to help us. That's a big drop. We couldn't even get the first down.
For the first down to keep the drive going, and you couldn't even make that. That can throw your whole team off.
Yeah.
And the fact that now your defense is on the field unprepared, knowing that all they needed was 5 yards, that's troubling. Now the defense has to find a way to lock up, even though they're all over the place with that drop pass there.
Chris throws to Bernard on the sideline, low, but still caught for a decent gain. And what I love about this play is Suicide Squad swore the ball hit the ground. This was my call. I said it was a catch. As you can see in the video, it's a catch. But I love when these teams swear. If you bet money, a lot of these teams will lose money because they want to ref and play at the same time. Good call. Third down, Chris throws the mic on the sideline for a decent gain. Fourth and goal, Chris throws in the back of the end zone. High, incomplete, turnover on downs, giving it right back to Suicide Squad. And like I said, Chris is not JJ, and he's not very accurate. He's missing a lot of throws here. We're not scared of this guy. We don't care that he put up 19 points versus East New York. We're not them. Great stop again by them.
Even though they weren't able to get the first down on offense, they're able to rally together and find a way to stop this team. So we're able to hold. We got to do better on offense, but right now the defense is keeping them in the game, keeping them with the lead.
Remember, it's 13-7 right now, Raiders. After getting the first down, Heckel on 5 rush runs on the sideline for a decent game, but Rich is flagged for the holding. What do you think of the call?
I think that this, was a holding play. I think that this was a merited call.
I love when he said, but I let him go.
Yeah, but the fact that
I let you go.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good. I like that you bring that up because I wasn't there to hear that. Not to connect you, but you're a ref on the field or whatever most of the time. So you hear things that I don't.
Right.
The fact that he says, but I let go. So what happened before you let go? That means you had to hold before you let go. So you just admitted that you held. Conversation over. There you go, folks.
Second down, Heckel throws deep to G on the sideline. G can't get to it, incomplete. Fourth down at the 30, Heckel on 5 rush, throws deep to be cutting in the front of the end zone. Caught, but he can't keep both feet in. Turnover on downs, giving it right back to the Raiders.
And I think that, listen, you mentioned G before, being a good player, being a decent tight end, great blocker. But I don't know G to go downfield on deep passes. Fly routes, that's not G's game.
No.
And G is not, if you look at this play, he's a person that looks like he doesn't belong going after that ball like that.
Right.
So they're getting mad that G doesn't run for that ball, but G is not a person that runs for that ball like that. Not trying to kill G or take anything away from him, but this is not his game. So you can expect but so much from him on plays like this. And because of that, rather than get the short amount of yardage, they go for a deep pass. Now they're forced to throw for a pass here. But it's unfortunate he can't keep his feet in bounds, and that still leads to a long turnover at the end of the day.
Raiders get the ball back, but they're not able to do anything with it. They're going to have to punt. After getting the first down, Heckel throws to Rico, cutting in the gap, tipped by Joel, picked off by Mike, who runs it to the 40-yard line. And once again, Heckel, not a good throw. It gets picked off.
Not just that it wasn't a good throw. This was not a good decision. And I think that is Heckel's Achilles heel and when it comes to his play. He doesn't make good decisions out there when it counts. And the thing about his hair is Joel's watching this whole play. He's reading that he's gonna go to Rico here, and he throws it anyway. Joel's there to put a hand up, tips it, and his guy catches it for the interception. You got to make better decisions there. You got to read the defense much better than that, but it's an interception there.
Third down, Chris on 5 rush, runs for a decent gain, but can't get any closer. Turnover on downs with 15 seconds left. Second down, Heckel throws a Rich in the gap, who runs for the decent gain, picking up the first down. Last play of the game, Heckel throws it up, incomplete. End of the game, Raiders come away with the win, 13-7.
And I said, and I'm going to speak about the Raiders. I said that they needed to keep the momentum moving forward in the second half. They didn't do that. So now you start to question things. Is Chris the guy that we're going to need, moving throughout the season? Is he going to be able to be consistent throughout the season? It didn't really look so in the second half. It's like there were two different quarterbacks. He scored twice in the first half, looking great, chopping up the field, throwing downfield. Yes, it was a drop pass, but you don't kill him on that. He did his job. Second half, he could not move the ball. Turnovers, not just struggling to get the first down on certain drives. It didn't look good. So you can't be satisfied with this overall performance because it looked like there were two different quarterbacks in two different halves. You can't afford to have that moving throughout the season. You got to be more consistent in that. So ultimately, I can't be happy with Chris's performance. Their defense held up. They got the win, but it was a too close to call win. And because of that, they got to step up and play a little stronger next time. They get the win, but you can't be 100% satisfied with the result.
This Suicide Squad offense was atrocious. And I think by me calling this offense atrocious is a disrespect to atrocious.
I don't know how that works, but make your point.
This team had the ball 5 times and scored once. They scored on their first possession of the game and didn't see the end zone again. It's like when you have you meet a girl the old-fashioned way, and she gives you a kiss and said you're gonna wait before you do anything and we get married.
Yeah,
this is basically what it was. They did not even see the end zone again, so they got a little, and that was it. These guys didn't see the end zone again. It's a concern.
Yeah.
Why? Let me give you a little of their backstory. This Suicide Squad is 1-2. And their 2 losses, you know how much points they scored?
How much?
7. Let me repeat that. In their 2 losses, they scored a combined 7 points.
Wait.
They scored 20
Okay.
in the win. But that was against one of the worst teams in the division, the Chiefs.
Okay.
Who's 0-3 right now. So I'm not going to bake you a cake. This Suicide Squad is bad offensively. They're bad. They're not very good. And it's amazing that the guy leading the charge is a guy who's criticized for at times being bad. Their quarterback. Mm-hmm. They didn't help him. Light with the big drop for the first down. But, like I always say, you can't continue to try to fit a triangle into a circle and hope that it fit. It's not. This team averages in 3 games, their average is 9 points a game. Just over a touchdown. They're 1-2. And they're 1-2 because, like I said, they beat a bad Chiefs team. And they just beat them by 1 point. This team got to get it together. They have too much talent to have 7 points in 2 losses. And have scored 20 versus a bad Chiefs team. They got to get it together. So all the toughness sounds good. All the rah-rahness sounds good. But you're not very good. So they got to change that around. And start talking in their play. And not with their mouths. Because right now, they're one of the worst offenses in the league. Right now. Go ahead.
Pretty like, what else is there to say that you didn't say already? This team
is bad.
Yeah, and the thing about it is their defense. They make they get things done sometimes when given the opportunity, but they got to. This is a league where you got to put up points when it matters. And I think that Hecko is a guy that has to lead the charge. He has to make better decisions on the field. I think that a lot of times he does put himself in position to score, but then he becomes his own worst enemy because he's the one that makes mistakes or doesn't read the defense properly or overthrows this guy or is inaccurate with this pass. He got to fix that. And this is an issue that Hecko has always had. Every time you see him play, this is something that arises every single time. So is Hecko on? Is he playing well? Or is he making a bad decision? Is he making a inaccurate throw? Hecko has to find a way to get consistent, find a level of consistency to help your team. Because I don't see their defense holding too many people throughout the season. They got to put up points.
Last thing I'm going to say about this offense that I just found out. There's only 3 teams in this division that has scored less than Suicide Squad. Heavy Hitters, Sound Factory, and the Unit. Those teams are combined 1-6. So if you don't score, you don't win.
Yeah.
And that's why right now Suicide Squad is 1-2. Even the Chiefs, who's 0-3, scored more points than Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I hate bad football. And this team offensively, it's bad.
That's all you can say.
We're going to wrap this one up. Raiders with the win over Suicide Squad. 13-7. We'll be right back.
That's when you at your best. That's when you at your
Next game up, you're going to have Primetime versus Sound Factory. Now, Primetime is one of the favorites in this C division. They're coming in 1-1. They beat Heavy Hitters 19-0. Now, you know, their quarterback in the C division is Creep. I like Creep. I think Creep has a lot of talent, but his decision making is questionable. His breaking down defense is questionable. It's my problem with Creep is like he doesn't think about what may happen before it happens. Any quarterback plays chess with a defense. So if they try to do this, I'm gonna do this. If they try to do this, I'm gonna do this. Creep freestyles everything. That's why you can see him make a throw and you be like, damn. And then you see him make a throw and you're like, damn. That's Creep all together.
Yeah, but my thing is sometimes with certain quarterbacks, talent is all you need. You know, as long as you're able to make the throw that you're supposed to make, as long as you're able to take off when you're able to and get that yardage and keep the drive going, I think that's how Creep is able to survive at quarterback.
Right.
Because he's still able to make the plays that he needs to based on his talent alone.
Right, I agree.
To get in the end zone.
Yeah.
So as long as he has that, you know, he's going to have to pick up the decision-making, reading the defenses and all that. Eventually, you have to find a way to pick that up. And I believe that he can, as long as he's paying attention.
Right.
But as long as he is as talented as he is, it's hard for me to see how long it's going to take for him to get there.
Yeah.
Because
I hear you.
His talent gets it done enough that it's hard to learn from your mistakes.
True.
So that's my only issue. And the funny thing is that's a good problem that you want to have, but that's a problem that you still want to solve at the end of the day.
And Mimi in Sound Factory, I think Mimi is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in football. Now, he's a little crazy.
A little. But you like that, though.
He says his name is Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
And his shirt says Roger.
Yes.
Not Rodgers with
Not
an S.
Rodgers.
It's
Aaron Rodgers.
So I
guess he's trying to distinguish himself.
I don't know no Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know no Stephen J. Smith.
Listen, at the end of the day, though, we know he's a fan of Green Bay. He's an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, nobody can question this guy's passion.
Yes.
He's going to give you everything he got on both sides of the team. He's going to yell at his guys for not making a good play, but when he does make a good play and scores, he's going to let you know about it. And he runs a Mike D'Antoni high 7-second pace game because this guy no huddles almost on every single play that no ref in the league like doing the line when he's quarterback.
And the thing about it is, one, it's like anytime you have him at quarterback, he gets on the ref's nerves with how he moves the football. He gets on the defense's nerves because it keeps them on their toes. They got to always be aware of what's happening when Mimi's at quarterback. And then when he scores, he lets you know about it.
Right.
So he annoys you even more. So it's a nightmare to have to play against Mimi, especially when he has that switch on and he's accurate and he has rhythm, because he can be... It's just, there's no good thing
this team
about having
made the
on
Final
there.
Four in the NYC Bowl in EHS.
Yes.
And they just lost by 1 point to the Bulldogs, who would win the tournament.
Yes.
But this is a good team. This South Factory is a very good team. And they somebody to talk about. So we're going to jump into the game right now. Third down, Creep throws to Berto in the gap for a nice game. Fourth down, Creep throws to Meek in the corner end zone, knocked away by Mimi, turnover on downs, and he can impact on both sides of the ball. Meek is the guy that goes upstairs to get the ball, but this time he had company. Mimi was there with him.
And the fact that Mimi is also capable of doing plays like that, as he started off as a receiver.
Exactly, for
You
Carver.
know,
And the Packers. He played with the Packers.
The Packers and Carver. And
Right.
the thing about it is, he was one of the best out there when he was playing at receiver.
In his prime,
so he knows exactly what the receivers are going to do, what Meek is going to do, and he's able to be there and guard it and knock it down for that stop there.
First down, Mimi throws to John in the middle for a decent gain. Second down to 45, Mimi throws deep to John, open in the middle for the touchdown. Chiba gets the extra point, 7-0. If you look here, Rudy's left guarding 2 at safety, and Mimi makes him pay for it. Touchdown, Sour.
And people got to...
Oh, wait. Touchdown. Sour, baby.
Listen, the thing about it is, not only was Mimi able to make 2 good throws to score right then and there, but then John finds a way to cut through this defense. And John is a receiver that a lot of people got to pay attention
Complains a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
But the dude is talented.
My thing is, yes, he complains a little bit, but that's because I guess he knows how talented he is.
And the team
so he
is,
feels like things are supposed to work for him every single time. But when you see plays like this and he's able to do it, you kind of see why he's the way he is, and he's able to cut through the defense for the score.
At the beginning of the first round, Creep throws a one in the gap for a decent gain. Second down, Creep with blocker from Berto. Throws a one open on the sideline, getting him to the 10-yard line. Third down, Creep throws a football, and that's going to be dropped. Now, that's the big thing. Let me tell you something. Football's a guy that, I've heard little gripes on the team, on my sources, you might get sources, that he thinks he should be playing more offense. He thinks he should get more opportunity. You got opportunity here, and you cannot call yourself football, Mr. Football, Johnny Football, any football, and drop a pass like this. The one thing you're supposed to be known is maybe not for speed, maybe not for blocking, but with your size catching the ball, and that's exactly what he doesn't do here. That's a huge drop. Fourth and goal, Creep on 5 rush, rolls right, throws a Pig, cutting in the end zone for the touchdown. Pig with a nice catch, stays inbounds. Berto gets the extra point, 7-7. They tie it right back.
And you're a person for a long time that says that Pig should focus completely on offense. Because when he's able to make plays like this, he is a person that's hard to guard out there. So, again, I'm not going to tell him what he needs to do. I'm not like you. You do that.
Yes.
And then you played with him, so y'all have that relationship where you can criticize him and whatever. But at the end of the day, when he's on offense, he's a person that's hard to guard. And Mimi tries to guard him here, but he acts too late. Pig is there for the touchdown, putting him on the board.
First down, Mimi throws into the gap, picked off by Earl, giving it right back to Primetime. If you look here, Chiba was open short. Now Mimi attempts to take a shot, which makes no sense. Earl's a guy who we've seen get a few insoles this season. The guy's a playmaker and makes a big play here.
And Mimi, one thing is, he's a high-risk, high-reward kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't shy away from taking certain chances, but the thing about it is, you got to span the whole field on plays like this. He didn't need to go for a play like this when he had a few downs to go. You just get the first down, and you decide to try to go for more than you need
because
to.
he wanted to score right back.
Yes, and the thing is, because he was able to score twice on 2 plays, score on 2 plays the first drive, he tried to do that again. The defense is prepared. Earl gets the interception.
Second half, they're getting the first. Creep throws deep to Pig, open in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Pig runs through the gap unguarded to find the end zone. And if you look here, this is all about communication. That's the next thing, kids. Look at this play right here. Now, isn't Mimi the safety?
Yes.
Didn't Mimi just make a nice play with Meek when he knocked the ball down?
Yes.
Why is Mimi stepping up? He steps up when he's the safety. And if you look at Pig, Pig gets right into the gap. But the key to this play is, look at Meek. You see the quick move Meek makes? And what that makes, who's that face does? Yeah. He slides over for a quick second. And that quick second slide, Creep finds Pig. That's you getting your man open. Great play by Meek. Great play by Pig to stay there, and Creep finds him.
You gotta talk with each other, because when you're not, you have one guy playing man, another guy playing zone, and somebody's gonna be left open. On this case, it's Pig, who just scored on you before, and you leave him wide open. Mimi steps up. You have this person at linebacker step up, not guarding nobody. All you have to do is back up. You got to tell him where he needs to go. That's Mimi's job, but he's busy guarding the guy on the sideline. So this miscommunication, them not on the same page, is what left Pig wide open in the end zone for that touchdown.
We're going to show the extra point, which we don't show unless it's big. You're going to see they go for 2. This goal's going to get it 15-7 primetime. But my issue with this, look at this play right here. Football, who just dropped the pass. Look how he's being jammed at the line and he's showing no effort. That guy needs to be sat down. This is what we saw when we was going over the game looking. Yeah. One thing you can't teach is effort. Now, I know he thinks he deserves more playing time, but if I'm Tiki, I sit him down for this because we're winning. You dropped the key pass. We still scored, and now you're playing lazy. I'm disappointed in him. I had to show it because this is not like him, but Tiki may be having a problem with this guy. What do you think?
This is something that can spill out to everybody else.
Correct.
Everybody's playing hard. Everybody's playing together, and then you have one guy that's sitting on the sideline, not happy, not giving an effort.
After he dropped the ball, and then now he doesn't fight through this.
And that's because his heart isn't in the game because
right.
he feels he's not being utilized more.
Right.
Now I want to stay on this topic because that's not one of the only reasons, why the game is going the way it is.
We had to get into
but,
it.
we have to talk about that because that can lead to more problems moving forward.
After getting the first down, Mimi with 2 passes getting into the 10-yard line. 4th and goal, Mimi finds Face in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Face cuts from the sideline. Nobody picks him up. They score going into the half 15-13. South Factory scores and gets right back into the game.
Not being shaken up by that turnover that he made on the last drop throwing the interception. He's still able to chop up the field, find open receivers, and get into the end zone before the half. That's Mimi when he's able to, get his rhythm going, not slow himself down, not worry too much about what's going on elsewhere. Focus on the offense. He gets the points in, and he's able to put them back on the board to close the gap in this game.
Creep looks good. He got stopped his first drive, but scored on the last 2 possessions. And Pig looks like a guy who belongs on offense. Pig should retire from defense. I'm sorry. I'm going to call what I see and what I know. Pig is far removed from winning Defensive Player of the Year in UFL. Pig is far removed as a free safety that I played with when we played on TC Warriors. But Pig is a good offensive player. He's a good tight end with speed. He can block. He can catch. He gets open. This guy needs to focus on offense, and if he focuses on the system, especially given his relationship with Creep, he could be a weapon. You add him in a slot, in the gaps with Meek opening up, going downfield, he can be a formidable weapon, and you see it happening here. We only seen Creep go to Meek one time, and Meek is their best offensive player.
Yeah.
And we've seen other guys step up. And I think Tiki is a good mastermind offensively. He knows how to attack this South Factory team. And Creep is following the formula. And right now, the score is 15-13 going into the half. We're going to jump into the second half. South Factory starts at the 40-yard line, 4 and out. Mimi on 5 rush is sacked by Lele. Big sack by Lele there. Mimi 2 passes to get into the 7-yard line. 4th and goal. Mimi throws it cheap on the front of the end zone. Knocked away by Pratt. Turnover on downs. Everybody was covered. Great defensive stand by Primetime.
What can you do with your offense when the defense locks up on everybody? There's not much you can do. Mimi, I think that sack kind of started getting that defense in rhythm. Mimi takes a sack, not trying to force anything like that. But this defense stepped up on this drive. You got to give it to them. They were able to lock up all the receivers and not give Mimi any choices going into the end zone. Because of that, they're able to get the stop right coming out of the half.
Second down, Creep throws a march in the gap for a nice gain, getting to the 48-yard line. Second down, after getting the first, Creep runs on 5 rush in the gap, getting to the 5-yard line. Third and goal, Creep finds Juan open in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Face gives him the inside lane, leaving him open. 21-13, Primetime.
As Face has Juan running into the middle, he's lining up on the outside. He doesn't slide over. He doesn't move. And because he doesn't move, all Juan has to do is slide over to that spot where
Slide to the left.
That's exactly what he does.
Slide to the
but
right.
I think he's to the right. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Which way is it? He went this way.
Right.
You know, he went that way.
Right.
And he's able to get into the gap where Face cannot make a defensive play, and Creep is able to find him in front of the end zone for the score.
First down, Mimi throws the John open in the middle for a nice gain, picking up the first down. After 2 short passes, third and goal, Mimi throws a Kai in the gap, cutting in the front of the end zone. Kai with a great one-handed catch over Shrag for the touchdown. He gets the interception on the 2-point conversion attempt. 21-19. Prime is up. Prime time is up. But sour, baby. You know the vibe.
And the thing about it, just look at this play here. The way Mimi throws this play up, it's like he knew that his guy was going to do that. And then he's talking about it, bragging about it after the play happens. But one thing I got to emphasize, first of all, let me show you this in slow motion.
Yeah.
Because your man Kai jumped over Strag and put him on a poster right there.
That's posterized.
And,
BQFL style.
and what makes it even worse, look at the sideline. And I'm going to emphasize one person on the sideline. Look at Machine of Brotherhood.
Word.
Look at his face right there. That's the face that everybody was having on the park.
That's when you know it's nasty.
Right there. And he's like stuck with that face right there like, oh my God, what did I just see? Because your man...
And it speaks in volume because you know when you eat something sour, and it's like, that's the face.
He made, yeah.
And that's why it's sour, baby.
Yes.
Because you look at the few of the guys on the sideline.
Yes.
Look at their face. Sour. That's so sour. When you have the sour candy and it hits you right here, you like, just like that.
Yeah.
This man went upstairs, one-handed, and what made it worse was Shrag hit him.
Yeah.
Coming down, you was better off not touching him.
Yeah, because
he
made it worse.
Look how he steps up and sticks his chest out. Put a cape on him. Just put a cape on him.
That's all
you
you
see how
gotta
he stick
do.
his chest out? Like he just did some reps on the bench, on the flat bench. You said he stick the check out like that, the chest out. That's what he did. Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
He definitely put Strag on a poster right there.
Wow. But they missed the 2-point conversion.
So my thing is, all of that celebration, but the play that's just as important, if not more, they miss. So now they are down by 2. No, they are down
by 2.
Yeah, they're down by 2 points now.
And they missed the 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Creep is going to get the ball and attempt to run the clock, but Mimi calls the game. Now, the game is over. Primetime wins 21-19. Now, let me give you a quick rundown that I can remember.
Okay.
I believe it's second down.
Yes.
I think it's some 50-something seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they said that they allowed the play was over, so they were allowed to run 30 seconds off the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're minus 56 from 30, that leaves you about 26 seconds.
30 from 56.
Yeah, 30 from 56. I'm sorry.
That's 26
about
seconds
26
left.
seconds. Fourth down. So, because they could have called the timeout. Now it's fourth down. Now, Shaq is livid against me for calling the game because his thing is, it's fourth down. They go for it, 5 brush, we go. Now, if it's 26 seconds and they go for it, 5 brush, that means we're going in on what? About 21 seconds, we're able to rush in.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen Creep make some weird mistakes. Now, he might try to run backwards, but if he runs into the end zone,
Yeah.
it's a safety, game's top. If he tries to throw the ball away, you know what I mean, they still have time left. If he gets sacked, they're in the red zone going the other way. So there's several things that can happen.
And I heard him on the field say that he was just gonna run around, run back towards the end zone. I heard him say it.
Yeah, he said it, which is what Creep would do.
Yeah.
Not the best decision maker, which would be a safety, which would tie the game.
And not only that, or if he says, you know what, I don't want to tie the game, I'm going to run the clock around or whatever, and I'm going to run out of bounds or get tagged or whatever.
It's still in the red zone. Right.
Yes, that's one. Two, if they're still able to get through whatever blocks you have and get to tag him,
they can still even throw the ball up.
Yes.
They had no timeouts.
You don't see the scenario where Creeper's trying to scramble and they tag him on the 5-yard line, and now they have one play to go in the red zone
for the win.
So that's why Shaq is livid.
Like he's
and
frustrated.
I understand why.
Because they saw an opportunity. Now, I mean, the game is over.
Yeah.
Primetime with the win, 21-19. But we just wanted to tell you what happened, why Shaq was frustrated with Mimi for doing that. Now, I'm gonna go over this game real quick for you. South Factory played well. And they lost this game. And right now, South Factory, they're 0-1. This is their first game, but they put up 19 points. And the key to this is you see South Factory with a lot of the rock star guys, and it's starting to work. It's going to even work in the higher division, in the B division. Mm-hmm. We'll get into that later. But these guys are impacting this team, and they're impacting each other. Mimi played very well. He threw a bad interception, but he scored 3 times. That was the key. Now, their defense kind of let them down. We've seen misassignments. We've seen, them make mistakes. But at the end of the day, I think this South Factory team has to be respected in the C division because they could come out with some wins. This is a loss at your take, but it's your first loss of the season.
And what can I say about Primetime? Creep, throughout the game.
No interceptions.
No interceptions. Not forcing too many passes. Not doing too much out there. Some good decision making out there. And that is the key to Creep's success in this league.
Right.
He has to do that. He has the talent already. That's already down pat. But when he makes good decisions, when he's not forcing any plays, he can get some wins out there. And if he's able to play like this, I like Primetime's chances.
And they're scoring. They scored 19 the first game, and B Heavy Hit is 19-0, and they scored 21 the second game. Now, it's a little concerning that they gave up 18 points.
Yes.
But offensively, Creep is scoring points the way he needs to. So, definitely.
And I concur with what you said earlier about Pig. I like that Pig can, play offense.
Right.
I think that he should focus on offense.
Just on offense.
At least on this team.
Right.
Yes, I'm not saying I'm taking away that, he's not a good defensive player or whatever.
He's not a good defensive player
I'm not
anymore.
saying that he's the dominant defensive player, but he still has a defensive mind. He knows the game. So even that is a good enough asset.
Do you remember when I played defense?
Yes.
Before we wrap this up? And I played Spartans in the championship with Warriors, and Happy Feet embarrassed me. He ended my defensive career because I couldn't keep up with him. It's hard on defense to be able to react.
Yes.
Your mind think you can, but your body can't. I went to offense, and I ended up winning. 2 years later, I ended up winning Offensive Player of the Year in BQFL.
Yeah.
So
now you're right.
I mean, BFL.
Yeah. You're right. And then
I played with the Rebels and scored another 10 touchdowns.
We already know your story.
No, but I'm trying to say is if he focused, and that's because we talked.
Yes.
And you came to me and said, your defensive career is over.
Yeah, it's done. Listen,
this is what Pig needs to
what
do.
I'm saying is, again, and I'm not going to be as harsh as you are and say that, your defensive career is done. I'm not going to say that. But for right now, on this very team, I think that it'll benefit Primetime if he does focus on offense.
Okay.
Who cares about the rest or whatever? That's his decision to make. I don't care because that has nothing to do with us. That has nothing to do with this league. But to have him there as a second option to get Meek, to take the attention off of Meek and get him an opening later on to kill later on, I think that combination among all the other guys that they have on his team can make their offense even more of a problem for these defenses out there.
We're going to wrap this game up. Primetime with the win over South Factory, 21-19, Pigs still on offense. And we'll be right back on Real Tough Talk.